You're the CEO of the new, or relatively new, Livestock Biosecurity Network. Can you tell us what it is?
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Basically, Livestock Biosecurity Network, or LBN as it's referred to, it's the brainchild of three peak industry councils, initially established in very early 2013 for a 3-year trial period to make a difference to the livestock levy paying producer. So what we're doing is we're trying to deliver information and increase awareness to the livestock producer to enact change at the farm gate. And really that's the whole crux of our organisation. We're there delivering information to make impact at the farm gate in animal health, welfare and biosecurity. So when you look at that, it's a pretty big task. We're situated right across the country, and we've really got to be smart on how we actually deliver our information. So what we're doing is we're partnering with organisations, we're collaborating with these organisations to deliver our messages and our management tools. On top of that, we're trying to enact change and enhance industry in case of an emergency animal disease incursion, and the effects of something coming to Australia are quite large, so it's all about having a prepared livestock industry. The other thing that we're concentrating on is it's about, how would you put it? It's about filling the gaps, looking for the gaps. If there's gaps in information or extension material, we're there searching or looking and filling those gaps. The other big thing that we do is we provide this conduit between industry, livestock and government, and where that information flow between those sectors. And it might sound pretty basic stuff, but it's a pretty important role when all sectors are informed and are aware of what's going on around them. So when you look at that, we've got 7 offices situated all throughout the country. We've got a very busy job, and we've got 3 years to make it work.
Okay, so private sector producers initiative, and congratulations on that. How then does LBN interface with organisations like Animal Health Australia?
Well, basically, Animal Health Australia is another industry-funded organisation, and LBN and AHA have a crucial role in providing information and extension material to the livestock producers. So what we're doing is we're providing a valuable link for a lot of the information that Animal Health Australia provides and puts out, and where they're trying to make sure that the producer is actually getting this information in a usable form to help them improve their management practices. So we work really intensively with them. There's a large program that they run called Farm Biosecurity, and a lot of the information that we provide comes from that program, and they run a very interactive website that's very useful for livestock producers. So delivering information that they provide. Okay.
What's your relationship then with Meat and Livestock Australia, the Sheep Meat Council of Australia, the Cattle Council? Have we got too many cooks in this kitchen?
Well, too many cooks when it comes to biosecurity. I'd probably say that's not correct, because the whole reason that we were formed was that industry saw this gap and that it needed to be filled, and that's really the whole reason why we're here. We interact with sheep meat, wool producers and cattle council on a slightly different manner than what we do with MLA. They're our investors. We collaborate with them, we deliver their information and help promote their programs to the producer. We're trying to add value to their members and to the actual livestock producer. With MLA is slightly different. We see MLA as a extremely capable organisation. It's got large networks, and what we're trying to do is we look for the organisations with the capacity to help us deliver this, because like I say, it's a nationwide organisation and initiative, and they have the networks, and they certainly are a very proactive organisation in this field of biosecurity, animal health and welfare.
12 months into your job, Do you think producers and processors are taking animal health and biosecurity more seriously today than, say, 20 years ago?
Well, I suppose you've got to look at what biosecurity is, and biosecurity is not new. It's been around for a long, long time. And there's always the threat that some emerging or emergency disease comes into the country, and it's all about having a livestock sector that's prepared in case this event occurs. And the producers got so much on their plate, they've got everyone coming at them, they've got a myriad of things to do. But what we try to do is we try to put this in a format that they can quickly and easily use. And I'd say that they're probably a lot more aware of it. They're probably doing a lot of these practices, but they understand that biosecurity and good biosecurity and management affects their bottom line. It protects their asset. It protects, existing markets, and it helps them stay in business. It protects everything they do, even through to the inheritance to their children, I suppose. So they're aware of it. They're becoming more proactive with it. It's just a matter of getting their time to enact these management practices.
So LBN has a set of on-farm and post-farm gate protocols that relate to biosecurity that you're trying to educate producers in respect of. Can you give us just a couple of the top priority protocols that might apply to say a sheep or cattle producer?
Okay, so when it comes to exotic disease or endemic diseases, it's all about management and it's all about good farm practices. So what we're talking about is we're talking to producers about increasing their awareness, increasing their surveillance, reporting things that look out of place, delivering information for them to recognise important things, delivering information and tools for them to organise their business operations to ensure that they don't, they can't ensure they don't, but to help them ensure that they don't receive some of these diseases that will affect their livelihood. So it's management practices, it's documentation, it's awareness, it's just general things they're probably doing, only putting them in a strong format to give them a strong direction and help protect their markets and their business.
How well do you think Australia is prepared for an incursion of an exotic animal disease?
I think it's something we've got to constantly work on. Out of mind, out of sight. You look at an exotic disease like FMD and everyone thinks, it's too big, it may never happen. But the reality of it is that, with international travel and, the ease of things moving around, the risk is always there. And if we don't put these things into place now, if we don't put these practices into place, it's too late once we've got some incursion. We can't stop it, but the whole idea is about reducing the impact of that disease or that incursion on the Australian economy. Very
good. Warren, just to close up, can you give us a quick biographical summary of you and your career?
Okay, so for me, I started my career in the finance sector. For about 15, 20 years I worked in the finance sector. I'm a qualified chartered accountant. I still hold that qualification. I then left that sector, went into the business side of things, the commercial side of things, to put all the things you learn in place and all the textbooks you read into developing businesses and developing operations. I've spent the last 15 years as the CEO of various agriculture and non-profit organisations. So I've tried to be able to form a niche in developing business in very tight markets, in very challenging environments. My last role before this role was actually Director of New Markets into Russia and the Commonwealth Independent States. And it was about promoting Australian agriculture, developing Australian contacts, business, and promoting Australian cattle into these regions. So left that to come back to Australia, and here I am setting up a national company to be involved in agriculture again.